Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and I hope you guys are doing great. On today's video, I want to show you how to make this beautiful BUBU trouser and an off-shoulder crop top. Okay, this is actually a beginners friendly tutorial. Okay, this is like quite easy compared to the regular trouser cutting. Okay, so this is a DIY for sure. Okay, yeah, so what I have here is the fabric I'm going to use. I have it already folded out into four, so I'm going to be cutting both the front and the back piece together. So before that, I would like to if you're not familiar with this time, so I want to go over how to take a proper body measurement for a trouser, for trouser cutting. I have a tutorial on that. Okay, I'll link it up in the description box, so please go ahead and watch it. It will help you to understand the terms and how to go about it. It's a very short and well explained video. Okay, yes. So what I'm going to do now, I'll take note of my crotch length. Ordinarily, for the regular trouser pants, you might want to know how to take your crotch length, okay, which is also in that video. But because this is a Google cut, you don't want to really go with the exact measurements, okay, so you need to have some extra because it's Google, so you need all the ease that you can get. So for me, I'm going to be using a crotch length of say 13.5, having in mind that I'll be adding a band at the upper part, say about say 1.5 inch or 2 inches band at the upper part of this trouser part. I'll even make it 14. Okay, it totally depends on you. You can do 12, you can do 12.5, but I want to make mine as much as 14. Okay, so that's what is I'm exactly going to be working it. Take note of the crotch length, so I'll rule that out. Then of course here the length of the trouser. So but before anything, I'll come to the lower part, that is the lower part of my pants. I will go inwards by 3 inches here. Then I'm going to connect it all the way to my hip line. So I need my hip line. I need to indicate my hip line, even though I'm not going to insert any measurement there. So the hip length is 9 inches. So I'm just going to take this from here. I'll connect it to these 3 inches at the lower part. The reason why I'm doing this is just to give this pants a little bit of the heat shape, even though it's going to be um, a baggy. So coming over to this upper part, which is representing the waistline, I'll just go inwards by 1 inch. Do not forget, at the lower part it was 3 inches. I connected it to the hip line. Then to the upper part now, the waistline, 1 inches. I'll also connect it to the hip line. So you can see I already have that hip curve on this part. Okay, so I'll start imputing my measurement. So on this crotch line, I'm going to put in the round flap measurement. So for the round flap measurement I'm working with is 26, and 26, remember the flap I'm going to be, if you're familiar, be dividing this by 2, not by 4. The more reason why, if you don't get it, you should watch that video first on how to take a proper body measurement. So for the flap, I'll be dividing it by 2. Okay, so 26 divided by 2, what I have is 13. So I'm marking out 13 there. And of course, I'll add my extra allowances, say about 3 or even 3.5, because this is what a BUBU. Okay, so you can make it um you can add the allowances as you want. Okay, yeah, so this is okay. 3.5 is okay for me. Then what I will do now is just to form my crotch. That's from this part. Now I'll just form my crotch to 1 inches below. Okay, so I'll just come down like this and form a curve. Can you see this? Then I will take it all the way to the waistline. like this. You can see this. I hope you understand. Just took it all the way. That's it. So here obviously it's not, this is much more than the waist measurement, but we are going to be, gathering it up together, okay, because of the boo effect. Okay, so coming down to this lower part, what I will do now, I will take it from this crotch length and I will take it straight down. Okay, so you can see, like, believe it or not, we're done. This is it, like as simple as that. I'll quickly go over it again. When we started, I first of all took the crotch length at 14. Then I came down to the lower part. I went inwards by 3 inches. I connected it to the hip length, which is 9 inches away from the waist. Then from the waist, I also went inwards by 1 inch here and connected it to the same hip length, just to give us that curve, the hip curve. Okay. Then from these lines I've created, I just measured out the round flap measurement here and added an extra 3 inches or 3.5 inches here for me. Okay, then I also was just formed a crotch. I just went down 1 inches below and formed the curve all the way to my waistline, and from the same crotch then I took it straight down. That was it. So what is left now is just to cut this out. So you can see this. You can see we're done with our boo trouser cutting. So now that we're done with this cutting, the first thing I'm going to do now is to join to this crotch length. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to be joining from here all the way to this front length. I'll be doing that actually for just the front piece. So I'll demonstrate it with a pin. So after sewing up half of an inch all the way to this skirt length, you have it this way. You can see it looking this way now. Okay, so the next thing I will do is to what? Create my pockets. So I'll fold it back this way, the way it was, right side facing each other. I'm going to fold it this way. So by the side, this is where I'll be creating my pockets. I'll come to this tip. I'll go inwards by 2 inches. Go inward by 2 inches. Then downward, I'll measure 7 inches. Here, I'll make it 7.5. Because I'm going to be putting a band, so I'll make it 7.5. 2 inches this way, 7.5 downwards, because I'll be sewing up a band at this upper part. So what do I do is either I give it a slant this way, that's connecting it from that 2 inch all the way to the 7.5 inches here. I give it a slant, or you can do a curve, whichever one you want. Okay, it's as easy as that. So in creating the pockets, I have this piece of fabric. I'll be using this for the 2 pockets. So you have it into 2 here. So and what I have here is, I have here um, 18. So folded into 2 this way, because you need it to be in this way to form the pocket. I have it this way. So I have 13 by 9, which is okay. Okay, 13 inches by 9 unfold. Okay, 13 inches along the length of the being unfold. So I have this way for the 2 piece. So what I will do is to open it up, right side facing each other. I hope you understand that. I'm just laying down this piece of fabric. I don't have it unfold anymore. I have it spread into wide. because there are two pieces here, okay. Then I have this marking I've done because I'm going to be cutting this out. So I'm just placing it over at the edge so that I can cut everything out at once. Remember, 2 inches by 7.5, and we gave it a curve or a slant. So here it is. The shape of the pocket has been formed on both sides, okay. So if I spread it open, you see this. So what I'm going to do now is to take this piece that I've cut. I'll just take one, the one that matches with the other when the right side is facing each other. So I'll take this one now and match it up like this. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be sewing up this curve all the way to this point. This is what I'll do. I'm just using this pin now to demonstrate. So after sewing it half of an inch along this curve part, be sure to also notch it because of the curve. Then you can flip it this way, and you can also top stitch as well if you want. Then after that, your pocket has been formed. All you need to do is just to arrange it. Just flip it like this. Make sure that this other part, the edge part, reaches the end point here. So you can see it this way already, even without sewing it. You can see how it looks. So here is going to be the pocket opening, okay. So of course, when you flip it here, then you will be holding down this top part to have it in place. And also, if you turn it the other side, then you also have to sew underneath, because that's where you put in your hand, it will not be open. I hope you understand that. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'll go ahead and do this, and also for the other part as well. Then I'll come back to show you the next step. So here I'm done fixing the pockets on both sides. You can see the opening and how the back side looks. So end up weaving the edges at this back side. You can also weave it from inside if you choose to. I prefer it this way, so I'll just weave the edges at the back. So both pockets has been fixed, and also um, the front crotch parts also have been fixed. So what I'm going to do now is to take each of the back piece. I'll be taking one piece of the back, and I'll be attaching it to the front piece. Okay, so I'm going to be attaching it from the waist. You take 1 inches. I'm going to sew it all the way from the waist straight down. Then also I'll be doing that to the other parts as well. So here I'm done joining the sides on both sides. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to bring this waist line together, because you can see this is quite large, this is wide. So I'm going to be bringing it all together. I will be leaving say about 1 inch on both ends, okay, 1 inch on both ends, which will be serving as a zipper allowance. Remember, I'm also going to be fixing in a band, so I'll bring this all together before fixing the band. So the waist measurement I'm working with is 36, okay. So I'm going to pleat all this to the length of 36, plus the extra, of course, 1 inch on both sides, which makes it 2, so that will be 38. So I'll go ahead and do that. So here I've been able to gather up the waist um, to the waist measurement, as you can see. So and here I've gone ahead to cut out a band for this. I just cut out a very long straight piece of this. This is actually 5 inches in width, and you can see I iron and interfacing to it. So after that, I folded it into two this way. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, because by the end folding it into two, that I have 2.5 like this. It was 5 inches width, and I have 2.5. So if you want yours to be say 1.5 inch, then that means you'll be cutting out 4 inches in width. So what I'll do now is to use this band, sew up the band on this waistline. Okay, I'm going to sew up this all up. Then after that, then I'll now fix a zipper to it. Okay, so that is what I'm going to do next. It's not difficult, just ironing, just place from one end straight down. I'll be sewing it all up all the way to the other end to be sure that it's exactly on the waist measurement. Then I'll be cutting out any excesses here. Okay, so once I'm done, then I'll fix my zipper. I'll go finish that up. So here I'll fix the zipper. You can see this. So I also fix the zipper few inches away from the crotch. So this part is almost ready. What is left now is to sew up the crotch part. Okay, so I'm going to be flipping through the wrong side. I flip it through the wrong side, so I'll be matching up. Make sure the both seam of the crotch line are matching each other. Match it up like this. So I will sew from one point straight down, then I'll come back, start from here again all the way. It's better you do it this way, not like maybe you start from the end and start sewing. No, it's important you notch it properly. Sew from that point of the notch straight down, then take it again from this same point to the other side as well. Okay, so after that, then I would hem the lower part of the dress. But you can as well check out the length of the measurement to be sure of the amount you are going to be using to hem the lower part. Preferably, I like to hem the lower part first. Okay, so because I'll have enough room to work with. So I hem the lower part then before joining this other part. And once that is done, this BUBU trouser is ready. Okay, yeah. So on the next part of this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to cut out the upper part, which is the crop top. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to be doing that on the next part of this tutorial. And of course, I can't wait to see the final look of both outfits. Yes, so that brings us to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. If you've not subscribed, please don't forget to do that, and remember to also turn your bell notification bells on. It's also important to make you notified every time I upload my weekly videos. So see you on the next part of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching again. Bye.